I think about my own life. And how I found my wife. The whole thing is so whacked out. I was dating for a good 2.5, 3 years. And nothing was working out. I had a Persian guy in yeshiva. I tried to go out with Persian girls. This is going back 20 years ago. It wasn't working out so well. They thought of many Persian fathers. My daughter's going to support you and Kollel, and not happening. So I shifted. I went off the derech a little bit to start going out with the Ashkenazim. And Shidduchim was Gehenna on earth. That's what it was. It was Gehenna on earth. It was 3 years of complete torture. I mentioned the girls, I think, I had gone out with 25 girls. Okay? And every single one, there was something going on. 1 or 2, we got past 5, 6 dates. But it was just a very difficult period in my life. Now, I was always very emotional, and I was in tears in many tefillot. I was the type that always channeled my emotions into tefillah, into prayer. Look what happened. 3 years into dating. I think the number was Yud K Vav K. I think that's my wife is number 26. And I don't know where, one of the guys in the kollel, much older than me, good 5, 6 years older than me, one time he was talking to me, it was to Mishmar, and he asked for dinner. I was friendly with him to go eat out with him. So we went to eat out, and he's sitting there, and he's like, oh, why don't you go out, I was talking to my mother-in-law. I don't know his mother-in-law at all, for hole in the wall. I was talking to my mother-in-law, happens to be, she's Ashkenaz, and she has a co-worker, and together they thought that it would be a good idea to set you up with this girl. They found you a girl in Lakewood. Now, I don't know, 20 years ago, it wasn't, so many people, especially from my yeshiva, going out with Lakewood girls. I was in Queens. Going to Lakewood was at least an hour and a half to 2 hour drive. I think to myself, a bunch of other girls on my list, I am not driving 2 hours each way to go out with a girl in Lakewood, and especially considering the tolls, and you have to, it was a good $40, $45 in tolls alone, and some of the Persian genes start kicking in, and make a long story short, this call guy pushed me. Just go, don't worry, just go. So he's like, well, what's the difference? You go out with her, like many other girls, you go out one time, and then you'll say no. So LA affected me. I was also a bit on the picky side. I had my hang-ups with a tall girl, and that's a whole other story. Like a lot of the guys here, they have their hang-ups. That's what LA does to you. Anyway, so I went out. To make a long story short, 1 day to 2 days, 3, 4, I was not sure, back and forth, A lot of things I wasn't sure about. And ripping her apart, this wrong, that wrong. Long story short, we ended up getting engaged. I look back, this whole thing is so insane, because who would think of, I don't know his mother-in-law at all. I never knew her. I never met her. And I don't know the co-worker either. Okay? My wife, the co-worker was her friend, but my wife didn't know his mother-in-law either. So they're sitting in the office, they're having this discussion to set up a Persian guy with a yucky German Ashkenazi girl, who in their right mind would think that this is a good shidduch. I definitely would not. Okay? And to make a long story short, it worked out. And then I look back, I laugh. All those, tefillot, all those times that I felt the sense of despair and yiush, and when it's time, Hashem somehow makes it work. Now, was it 3 years of Jahannam? Yes, it was 3 years of Jahannam. Did I grow through that experience? It definitely grew. I don't think I ever had any tefillot as good as the tefillot I had during when I was dating.